What's up, everybody? Welcome to my garage. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all crushing life. Now, a key important item to keep in mind: if you are married and you take care of your spouse's vehicles, make sure you put on a new license plate if you get her a new car before the old temporary tags expire. I forgot my wife's been driving around illegally. I also forgot to pay the lease, so we're getting that all sorted out. We got the lease paid, and now we got to get the you can't just drive around on dealer plates, well, not even any plates, forever. You got to put this on. I gotta say, it's a good feeling to know your wife's not gonna get impounded because you're an idiot. My cars are never legal. The Shelby, I don't even want to talk about it. We're gonna get into the Shelby issues. It's absurd, it's ridiculous. If I get impounded, I can handle it. But I'm not gonna get my wife impounded. Now I want to give another big shout out to My Solar Butler, who installed my Ford Mustang Mach-E charging system 220 last video. They killed it. It looks absolutely great. It has simplified our lives so much easier. It charges faster, it's clean, it's easy, it's accessible, and they did such a quick and easy in and out job. Now My Solar Butler, they're the company that will be with you when your solar company bails on you. They do maintenance, they do cleaning, they do repair, they can help you with your battery packs, and obviously with installation of your charging systems as well. My Solar Butler, check them out. I appreciate them taking care of me. They will take care of you. They're the ones that'll stick around. On to the Shelby and the big issues that I caused with that. I've created some headaches with that, multiple headaches. Also, we're gonna be jumping on a plane in today's video. We are flying out somewhere warm. This is a big time, this is an important trip we got coming up. It's a big deal. Let's get the Hellcat out of the way first. Just another day, just another victory, 100%. Now, I am generally a law-abiding citizen. I respect some of the laws. I think they're good for us. However, what we're doing right now is highly illegal. I cannot get this car registered. It's about 5 months past its expiration date. So if we got pulled over, there's a high likelihood we're gonna get impounded. But it's not because I don't care, and it's not due to lack of effort. I can't get this thing, it's so stupid, I can't get it to pass, and the most recent reason is so dumb. Like I just said, I respect some of the laws, but this law, if it is in fact a law, we don't know that yet for sure, is highly, highly stupid. Now obviously, because we're in February and this expired in September, most of that time frame is my fault. But if you do recall, I had an O2 sensor issue, which took me a while to get that sorted out. And we finally got installed a new O2 sensor harness. Because it was an O2 sensor, it's taken forever for the codes to clear. Meaning, I have driven this thing approximately, let's see, 220 miles since the harness has been installed, and there's still 2 codes for the emissions test that say not ready. I gotta keep driving on highway miles at low RPMs and just keep like chugging them through, but this whole time the car is still illegal. Now I already got one temporary permit while we were dealing with this issue, and then it expired, so I tried to get a second one online. It wouldn't let me do it online, so here we are, expired, the light's greened. Wet tires, cold wet tires. Easy, easy. So I couldn't get a second temporary permit, so here we are, expired. But after plugging some miles, when I went back to get the emissions done for the 5th time, they dropped a bomb on me that I've never heard of. They said that my catalytic converters, which I have because you're supposed to legally, were bolted on, not welded on, and therefore highly illegal. Now, I have done a good amount of research since then, and I cannot find anything that says legally the cats have to be welded on, not bolted on. So now I got to figure out that whole mess of a deal. It's just ridiculous. The cats are installed, they're on, bolted on, welded on. I'm not going to crawl under there every time I get emissions and pull them off, and I get that people might do that, but if it is a law, it's a bit overbearing. But I'll sort it out. Now, onto the Shelby problems that I actually caused that are gonna cost me thousands of dollars to fix. Unwrapping cars is not satisfying. I don't enjoy it. Unwrapping cars is not my bread and butter. This right here is one of the problems I have. First off, this black section right here, this is where the OEM spoiler was. We had holes, and so we patched those up and kind of glazed them over, but it's not paint matched, right? Like, we have to get the trunk lid painted to match. That's a better look right there. See all that black stuff right there? Like, we gotta paint the whole deck lid. And that's the small problem. Let's get on to the bigger problem. To show you the second problem though, we gotta remove this, and I'm not gonna make you suffer through it with me. So we're gonna keep it simple. 1, 2, this right here is the second problem. You may notice this doesn't look like leadfoot gray. It's not, it's gray, but it's not paint leadfoot gray. This is obviously just, it's been wet sanded down. This is a problem that I have. So yeah, the trunk needs to be repainted, and then obviously the hood right here needs to be repainted. Now I could maybe just get a carbon fiber hood and leave it carbon fiber exposed, different than the gray, but I don't know if I want a carbon fiber exposed hood and a leadfoot gray car. It looks good on some cars, but I'm not sure if that's my style. But regardless, so y'all gotta comment below, do I keep this hood and just paint it, or do I get a carbon fiber hood, leave that exposed, or get a carbon fiber hood and paint that to match, or do I just paint the whole car a different color? Because this confused beauty has been wrapped a few times, and I'm done wrapping this car. Again, I'm gonna keep it forever. So I'm thinking maybe I just paint the whole thing one final color and just leave it and be done with it. And if I do that, what color do I paint it? Now you may be saying in the first place, Burlacher, why in the heck did you wet sand the hood? Well, I have a very good, very typical Burlacher reason for that. You see, when I bought the car, it already had PPF on it, and then I wrapped over the top of that, and so then years later when I removed that wrap, I also removed the original PPF, and I feel like the original PPF, it was a little cheap, it was a little old, and it had like a lot of, it was yellowish, and we had a lot of like resin and so forth stuck to the hood when I removed the PPF. However, I didn't really clean off all of the resin. I didn't do a very good job of that, and so what happened, I then drove it with that resin and so forth exposed, and it like calcified and really stuck to the hood, and it was like impossible to get off. So then when we were wrapping this baby, the Blue Angels wrap, we realized like the whole blue was gonna look uneven and speckly because of all the calcification underneath. So then we were just like, let's just wet sand the whole thing, make it perfectly smooth, make it glass, make that wrap look good, and I'll deal with the consequences later. Well, welcome 2025 consequences. You can obviously see that's the normal leadfoot gray. It's so clean, it's such a pure color, and then that, yeah, see, we just gotta fix that. My fingertips, man, they are blistered so bad just from those little bits. I'm soft. I also have a plane to catch. We're going to Texas tonight. Yes, we're flying to Texas. Just me and you guys alone together. Yeah, we're going to Texas for cars.
Big birthday, your dream car.
Did you buy a car?
Yes, I did.
Did you buy my dream car yet?
I did. And I feel terrible. And that's why I'm here. Yep, I did.
Dude, that's so cool.
I know.
We got a little sidetracked. You see, I started doing some accounting for a couple hours. Yeah, I still do a little bit of consulting. And then James stopped by in his brand new used Bentley, which if you've seen his channel, seen his video, you saw that he just bought a Bentley. Man, I'm so jealous of the Bentley. I miss my Bentley so much. We're not buying a Bentley as our next car, but maybe after this car, maybe I buy a Bentley or an old Rolls Royce or something like that. I just, seeing it brought back so many fun memories. I miss being a Bentley guy. So if you haven't seen it already, go to James's channel right now. Go check it out. Go see that Bentley, because the saga on that. Anyways, I digress. I gotta get to the airport in an hour. I haven't really packed. We're a little bit behind. We gotta feed baby B. I gotta do a diaper change. We're on a time crunch. We do need to clean the engine bay, but that Whipple supercharger, that purple Whipple supercharger looks so good. That doesn't look so good. Now I do have one kind of a big problem. Well, I've talked about a few problems already. This is a different problem. You see, the Shelby is expired, as we know, so I don't want to get impounded on the way to the airport. The Fry, I'm not going to leave that at the airport for a couple days because I'm only going to be gone. It's only a one-day trip, so I've just taken my own car to just park in long-term waiting. But then I don't want to take the Hellcat and leave that in the airport, and the Shelby F-150 has a nail in the tire, which is holding air. I assume it will continue to hold air, but I don't want to have a flat on the way to the airport or on the way home from the airport, so I don't actually know what car to take to the airport. This is ridiculous. I got 4 cars. Can't take any of them. I'm a little excited, a little amped up for this trip. This is a big trip. It's a big deal. We're car shopping in a big way. All right, it's official. We're taking the Shelby. Sadly, I've not driven this truck in like a week because it had a nail in the tire, obviously. But you'll notice the tire pressure says we're good. So here is said nail right there. And again, I think it's in the thickest tread, so I'm assuming it's not all the way through. Fingers crossed, baby. I tell you what, there's nothing like driving a vehicle that may or may not make it to the airport, especially when you're late to the airport. But driver's side rear tire is the same pressure, 36, as everything else. So far it appears to be holding. All right, we made it in good time. Still have tire pressure, so we are here. Effectively, I think we're gonna be okay. Seriously, driving trucks in these parking garages is always nerve-wracking. Not that I don't have the skill to do it, but it's mostly the clearance up top. You just get a little bit nervous. These are tight squeezes into these bays here. I mean, look at these itty bitty, they just, easy peasy, baby. I feel like I got way too much stuff for like a one-day trip, but check this beauty out. Oh, that's so nice. Obviously, it's a newer version with the Shelby written right up front, but man, so sick. All right, but we legit gotta hurry because if there is a long line at TSA, we are in trouble, and I don't have TSA pre-check, I don't have clear, any of that. Clear is awful, by the way. I don't like clear. Also, I have literally not eaten any food since breakfast early this morning at 7:30 now, so I don't know how I'm standing, I don't know how I'm alive, but adrenaline? Well, it's 12:45 San Antonio time. We got a big day tomorrow, so I'm gonna crash. But funny story, I'm checking in, going through security at Salt Lake Airport, right? And you got all these bins, and there was an issue with the bins. They didn't have enough bins. We had to wait. Finally, I had like 4 bins worth because everything had to be separate. We go through, and you have to take your shoes off, put them in a bin, right? I'm collecting all my bags on the other side of security, and I start to walk away. And I came back because I realized I forgot to get the bin with my shoes on. Yeah, I was starting to walk through the airport in my socks. My fingers are also numb and blistered. It's gonna be an exciting day tomorrow. I'm super stoked. Room here in San Antonio is not too shabby. Big time test drives in the morning. The bed, it's not great. I've had better. Regardless, I wish y'all nothing but the best of luck. Make sure you go crush it. Peace.